I want to know, what are you working with? So many of us have goals and dreams, but we are waiting for perfect conditions, like I've done many times in the past, for things to work out for us to make a move. But here's the reality: there will never be perfect conditions. You are the storm creator. You are the weather woman, weather man of your life. And whether you show up or not is going to make all the difference in the world. Listen, man, you have no idea the challenges I've been going through and how hard it's been, right? That's what we get into. Here's what I need you to know. You really are the weather person. It's whether or not you're going to show up. It's whether or not you're going to allow circumstances to impact you. When I was in college, oh my God, eons ago, I remember the professor said to me, he said, listen, here's the deal. I need you to make a commitment, not to me specifically, but to our cohort. He said, you guys need to commit now. Because what I can assure you is this, that life is going to happen. Some of you are going to get divorced. Some of you are going to lose a job. Some of you are going to have a baby. Some of you are going to probably be hurt. Some of you, all sorts of things are going to happen. But none of it matters if you don't make this commitment. Because see, here's the deal. Those things are going to happen anyway. And if you don't make this commitment, then you won't reach the goal, and those things are going to happen, and you won't end up where you'd like to be. I'm learning that in life, that it's still very true. Until you decide what it is you're going to do, you will be here, you will be there, you will be everywhere. It will sway you, just like the wind comes and the wind goes. The only question is, where are you headed? Because if you know where you're headed, then you can do a couple of things. You can act like a sailboat. And I've never been sailing. Well, I've been sailing, but I don't know how to sail. But somehow they can take the mast and turn it a certain way and make the wind work for them regardless of the direction that they're going in. And while I've never been sailing, I've been living, just like you. And for whatever reason, I'm a wild child. I don't know why, but I'm a wild child. I have dreams, I have goals, I have aspirations, and damn it, I'm gonna get after it. Like, that's just what it is. I'm a non-traditional person who has goals and dreams that require inspiration, that require dedication, that require hard work, that require diligent work. Well, let me rephrase that. Not hard work, thinking and lots of work to get it done. But it requires determination. And guess what? As a wild child, I'm actually no different than you. Because I don't know what your dream is or what your goals are, but I do know this: you are still experiencing life. Life is still kicking you in the head in one way or another. There's still dissatisfaction somewhere in your life, all designed, or at least you think, to distract you. But the reality is that those things exist to build you, to make you, to bring depth in you, because you are on a journey that's bigger than you, baby. And until you understand that it's bigger than you, then you get caught up and you think, oh my God, it's happening to me. It's not my life. It's not supposed to be this way. Blah, 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 on all those excuses and things that get in our way. But here's what I know. I know that life is going to happen. And so unless I make a plan, whether or not I make a plan and stick to it is going to determine whether or not I succeed. So literally, what's the weather where you at, baby? What's the weather in your life? I was in the shower this morning and I was thinking about my life. Matter of fact, a friend called me yesterday and they were talking to me about some of the things I'm looking at, some of the challenges. And they were like, dude, are you serious? Whatever. You know it's all good. You know it's all gonna work out. Like, just breathe. And I was like, well, it was landing as truth, right? I was getting out of my head and listening to the spirit behind their words. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Probably so. And so this morning I was in the shower. I've been having these conversations with God like, yo, man, what are you doing? Yo, woman, what are you doing? Mother Nature, what are you doing? I don't care how you address God. It makes me no difference. God's so much bigger than we are, so I don't get caught up in that mess. But here's the deal. I was like, what are you doing? I don't understand. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I realize my life is bigger than me, right? So I'm always trying to be mindful of that. Simply because if I make it just about me, then I will hurt a lot more people than I probably already have in my life. And that's not what I like to do. I'm not self-deprecating. I'm not beating myself up. I'm just saying I know it's bigger than me, and my actions impact other people. So I can't live as if they don't. And anyway, blah, blah, blah. It's good parenting. That's what that is. Parents raised me right in some way. They're doing what it do. So I was in the shower and I was like, bruh, I've been having these like really real, like, y'all don't understand, like toe to toe. And I was reminded of something that was told to me many, many, many years ago. I was living in Washington State, and I remember my mom, we had an incident where I was becoming a man and she wanted to be a mom. And I was like, yeah, I won't tell you about that today. We'll save it for another day. Nothing bad happened, but she was like, it's time for you to go live with your father. And I was like, all right, you're right. I get that, because, yeah. And I was in the shower. I was leaving on the bus, headed across country, and I remember this really interesting thought out of nowhere. I didn't care. I'm gonna bring you back to Seattle for ministry. And I was like, what? I'm not even interested in ministry, but whatever. I was at 17 years old. At 25, guess what happened? I got a call. Yo, I need some help out in Seattle. Can you come help me? From a mentor. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. I was reminded that I was told that this was gonna happen. And you know what that did for me? That just allowed me to breathe. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm like y'all. When you hear something or you're inspired and it is not happening, you're like, what the heck? What's going on? That's what it's like for me. I'm not gonna, what's going on? Camera's supposed to be like this, I forgot. Oops. Anyway, we're here now. And I was reminded of that. Because there's been some things in my life that I know I didn't make up. That I know were true, but life don't necessarily look like it. And it's those moments, whether or not you will commit to what you actually believe, or whether or not the weather, the bull caca, the circumstances, the things that come, the things that go, will distract you from what it is you say you are supposed to be doing, from who you say you are. The only question, baby, is will you determine the weather in your life? That's why I'm on this planet. To remind you that you control the weather. So show up. Show up. And keep moving forward.